I procrastinated a feature for a year, an automated content pipeline for my React libraries website. Fetch newsletters, extract trending libraries, research them, write tutorial articles, generate images, and publish. I tried building it once with Taskmaster AI and older models. That attempt led me down a dead end, manually parsing newsletter HTML with regex instead of using AI for extraction. I gave up. Then I installed the Superpowers plugin for Claude Code. 3 hours later, the pipeline was working. This isn't a hype video. I'm going to show you exactly what Superpowers does, how the workflow works, and where it falls short. Because like any spec-driven methodologies, it does fall short in a few places. Superpowers is an open-source Claude Code plugin created by Jesse Vincent. It has over 58,000 stars on GitHub and was officially accepted into Anthropic's plugin marketplace on January 15, 2026. It's MIT licensed, completely free. If you watched my previous videos of spec-driven frameworks, BMAT, SpecKit, OpenSpec, AgentOS, and Taskmaster, you know the pattern. They all try to enforce structure. Write a specification first, then implement. The problem is that most of those tools were running on older, less capable models with older tooling, and Claude Code itself has evolved. Hooks and sub-agents have been around for a while, but skills and the task list are new, and that combination changes what's possible. Superpowers is different. It's built directly on Claude Code's native features. It doesn't fight the platform, it extends it. Worth noting, Superpowers isn't limited to Claude Code. According to their README, it also works on Codex and Open Code. The core idea is simple: enforce a senior engineer's methodology. Brainstorm first, plan second, execute third, with mandatory TDD at every step. Think of it as giving Claude a strict playbook that it must follow. No freestyling allowed. 2 ways to install it. The marketplace method. Or you can use the Discover tab in the plugin menu and search for Superpowers. Either way, you need to restart Claude Code after installation. Verify it worked by running /help and navigating to the Custom Commands tab. You should see /superpowers brainstorm, superpowers write plan, and superpowers execute plan. One heads up, some people report flaky installation due to marketplace name collisions, an upstream Claude Code issue, not a Superpowers problem. I installed from the Discover tab and it went smoothly. The entire methodology follows 3 phases: brainstorm, plan, execute. Brainstorming. Run /superpowers brainstorm and describe what you want to build. Instead of jumping to code, Claude enters a Socratic questioning mode. It asks detailed, probing questions, and they are good questions. In my case, what AI provider for article writing? Claude Code agent via Mac subscription, no API key. Image generation, OpenAI API. How to handle libraries that already have articles? Skip if updated less than 6 months ago. Flag for review otherwise. Should articles go straight to production? No, publish to a local database first, review, then batch to production. Research depth? Deep research, not just GitHub README plus NPM. Single master script or independent skills. Master orchestrator plus independent skills. It's asking much more and better questions than plan mode. And there is a hard gate. It won't let you skip the implementation until the design is complete. Git work tree. After you approve the design, Superpowers automatically creates a Git work tree, an isolated workspace on a new branch. Your main branch stays clean. Planning. /superpowers write plan breaks the design into focused tasks, each with around 5 steps small enough for a single agent to execute without context overflow. Mine generated 12 tasks in the task list. After the brainstorming phase alone, 43% of context was used, which matters for what comes next. Superpowers presented 2 execution options, sub-agent driven in the same session or a parallel session on a separate branch. I chose same session since I had over half the context remaining. Execution. /superpower execute plan dispatches a fresh sub-agent per task with clean context. Only the specific task context is loaded. After each task, a 2-stage review, spec compliance, then code quality. Tasks run sequentially, not in parallel. Every task follows red-green refactor. Write a failing test, make it pass, refactor it. If Claude writes code before tests, the skill makes it start over. Finishing. When all tasks complete, you get options. Merge, create a PR, keep working, or discard. If you merge or discard, it cleans up the work tree. ReactLibs.dev is an Astro website I built that hosts React library tutorials. Yes, it's AI-generated content, what people now call AI slop. I built it to get hands-on practice with AI APIs and programmatic image generation, and I learned a lot in the process. I was also curious whether real people or AI agents would actually end up visiting it. The feature I'd been putting off was an automated content pipeline. Fetch React newsletter issues from the web, extract trending libraries, research the top 5, write tutorial articles, generate images, and publish. I tried this once before with Taskmaster AI. That attempt failed. It guided me toward parsing newsletters with regex instead of using AI for extraction, and tried subscribing to email newsletters instead of simply fetching web URLs. Dead end. Superpowers asked the right questions during brainstorming and led me to a better architecture. Use Claude itself for parsing newsletter HTML, fetch from web URLs, and structure everything as independent skills with a master orchestrator. All 12 tasks completed on the first execution pass. 9 skills created, tests passing. Sounds great, but then I actually ran the pipeline. Only 2 steps completed before the context hit 45%. The orchestrator was doing everything in line instead of delegating to sub-agents. I had to restructure it to spin up a fresh sub-agent per skill. That helped, but context still grew fast. The sub-agents were outputting full HTML content back to the parent, entire newsletter bodies, full article text. I had to fix every agent to return only file paths to their saved artifacts, not the content itself. Then the real debugging started. Newsletter fetching broke for some sources. URL pattern issues that needed source-by-source fixes. The production publish step failed because the database token didn't have the right permissions. Image generation needed specific sequencing. Deploy images to the public folder first, then insert articles into the database, otherwise you get broken images on the live site. Multiple pipeline reruns with incremental fixes. Each run revealed the next issue. Eventually, 62 libraries found across all newsletters, picked the top 5 research agents running in parallel. One fun moment at the end. The verification before completion skill interpreted its job a bit too creatively. It ran the pipeline cleanup and wiped all the artifacts I just generated. Had to rerun the final steps. Total time about 3 hours. A feature I procrastinated for a year. When to use superpowers versus plan mode? This is the practical question. Here's how I think about it. Plan mode is for small to medium tasks. Quick features, bug fixes, refactors where you know roughly what needs to happen. Superpowers is for medium to large tasks. Multi-file features, new subsystems, anything where the planning phase genuinely matters. For very large features, expect an iterative loop regardless of what tool you use. No framework will one-shot a complex system. The good news, you're not locked in. If you're a mid-project with superpowers and hit a small or medium fix, just prompt directly or drop to regular plan mode. Fix it, come back. The workflows coexist. And you don't need to memorize any documentation. Just run /superpowers brainstorm and it guides you through the entire process interactively. Token consumption. The biggest issue. My pipeline burned through tokens because everything ran on the same expensive model. Most steps don't need Opus. Fetching HTML, Haiku. Extracting library names, Haiku. Research, Sonnet. Only article writing truly needs the best model. You can technically set the model field in agent front matter, but neither Superpowers nor Claude Code will optimize this for you. When you ask it to create a sub-agent, it just creates one on the same model. You have to think about what level of reasoning each step actually needs and configure that yourself. No parallel execution. Tasks run sequentially even when they are independent. TDD enforcement is opinionated. If your project doesn't use TDD, the mandatory cycle creates friction with no easy way to disable it. Overhead for small tasks. Brainstorm, plan, execute is overkill for quick fixes. just use plan mode. The planning phase is the strongest part. It asked better questions than plan mode, produced a design that matched my vision, and refined it in ways I hadn't considered. That brainstorming alone is worth trying the plugin. Superpowers isn't groundbreakingly different at the surface. Brainstorm, plan, execute. The difference is it's built on Claude Code's native infrastructure. Skills, hooks, subagents, use the way they were designed. It's the best plan mode extender available right now, and being Entropic's official marketplace gives it staying power. It won't one-shot huge features, but it gets you to a working result through structured iteration. 3 hours for a year-old backlog item is a win. What I'd want next? Model tiering, cheaper models for routine sub-agent steps, expensive models only where it matters. Though I suspect you could fix that with a simple instruction in Claude.md. If you found this useful, hit subscribe. I cover Claude Code, AI development tools and workflows every week or two. Let me know in the comments, are you using Superpowers or do you have a different approach to structuring large features with Claude Code? And remember, even the most powerful AI plugin can't replace the strategic planning abilities of a cat watching you across the room. Don't forget to feed yours.